Sameer Padania and I work for Witness. It's a human rights organization that's based in New York, but it's an international human rights organization that focuses on the use of video in human rights, documenting and exposing human rights violations using video and new technologies.
But how do human rights and citizen journalism interact?
I don't think they interact enough. The project that I work on at Witness is called The Hub, and it's sort of a video sharing community for human rights. It's basically, it mixes elements of, really familiar platforms like YouTube, more social network type platforms. Lots of functionalities come together in The Hub. It's really a social platform for human rights and video. But, the next step for us is really to make many, many more links with citizen journalists around the world who are really in very amazing positions to create content on a local level, to delve deeper, to sort of find stories and highlight stories that are not being highlighted either through lack of capacity or lack of money or lack of will through other means. Human rights more generally, the sector is kind of beginning to involve participation, beginning to involve sort of participatory media, participatory journalism.
Do you think that as the amount of information that there is out there and amount of videos that is out there increases, that's going to take away from the power of these messages? Do you think that's a challenge for the future, overload?
I mean, the way that Witness works and has worked since it was started really was to, not just pulling out raw footage, not just encouraging people to create content, but also to think strategically about how it would be used, to craft it into stories that would resonate with audiences. And, there's a lot of that happening within citizen media already. Citizen media is not alien to these ideas. There are a lot of really powerful storytellers around the world, powerful visual artists in a way, who are working with the tools of citizen media. And I think it's going to be the same problem that's always been. People who know how to do that kind of stuff and people who don't. The role that we are playing, we hope, is to help people who are working in the human rights sphere transition into doing that kind of work better, and people who are doing that kind of work to be able to report on and be sensitive to human rights stories.
Some kind of training to some of these people or organizations?
The sort of training role that Witness plays, for example, training people to really craft stories that are aimed at advocating for change, aimed at particular outcomes, are things that, that kind of training is going to become more and more important, I think. People master the tools relatively quickly, by and large, but the sort of strategic and the editorial elements of doing that's a different issue.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you, and I really hope that everyone in the Ciudadano,
Periodismo
Ciudadano community comes to the Hub, and we'll hope to have it also running in Spanish soon, in a more formal way. It's kind of partly there in Spanish at the moment, but we'd really like to involve a lot more citizen journalists from both within Spain and more widely within the Spanish-speaking world.
Excellent, thank you.